It was just very, unsure, not knowing what was going to happen. We just knew something bad was happening.
There are days when you can walk into the hospital and there will be a problem that is one that you have to think about and respond to very quickly.
Her mom goes, just save her and the baby.
She called me Saturday morning and said she wasn't feeling right, what should she do?
I got a text from my wife saying, got pain, doesn't feel right.
When I got here, she was feeling worse and she had started getting sick at her stomach. So we went ahead and headed down to the hospital.
When she came up from the ER, she was, I believe, 36 weeks and she was having abdominal pain. She was just saying that she needed to use the restroom, and I have a thing where I don't let my patients go to the bathroom if they come in here and they're kind of in any type of pain or whatnot, because there's no call for help in there. So I called Edipart and I spoke with Melissa.
While she was in the ladies' room, she started to bleed. So I pretty much made her get out of there and quickly got her back to labor and delivery.
When I got her, I told her to change into her gown and try to leave me a urine sample. And when she returned with her gown on, she left me a sample of blood, no urine, dark red, consistent with placental blood.
Teresa had called out and said, I'm going to need some help. And I looked up at her monitor and thought, you're going to need a lot more than just my help. We moved fast, and I had called her doctor as well as our shock doc, which luckily we have one. I'm so thankful that they can be here in just a matter of seconds, because on this particular case, on this particular day, seconds mattered.
Lisa was already starting the IV. Jamie was starting administering the medications. Dr. Richards had come in, checked her, and said, no, we can't deliver it this way. We've got to go have a baby.
One of the first things that the nurses did so well was identify that this was a high acuity situation. Just by reading the heart rate tracing, you could tell that this baby was almost ready to pass away.
The patient's mom was with her. Her husband had not made it here yet. And her mom goes, just save her and the baby.
We were in our anesthesia lounge and we heard this call for a stat emergency C-section. We all jumped up and ran to the OR.
The anesthesia team was right there. One of our nurses called the nursery. Come for delivery. We need NICU. We need a neonatologist, and we will probably need a resuscitation.
I asked, could I go back real quick? She said no. She's already under. It really hit me that it wasn't just the child. I could not have my wife. It was a few minutes after that Barb came back out and said, he's out. You want to hold him? You want to take him back to the NICU?
And when the baby came out, it was just crying. It was just like, yay!
It was the sweetest cry next to my own baby being born.
It was just beautiful to see it all work so smoothly.
Everything just totally worked together. God played a major role in that.
A lot of times people say, oh, you're just this or you're just that. Nobody is just anything. Everybody that was involved in that was critical. I have 7 grandchildren. I know how important each and every one of them are.
We're both doing really well. I've recovered pretty much from my C-section, and he's gained half a pound and eating a lot. Just want to thank them for acting so quickly and just jumping on it and getting us in there, because it could have been a few more minutes and we wouldn't have made it.
We're just very thankful that it had a really good outcome, because it could have been the other way around.
A big thank you for taking care of my wife and my baby.
Our response was impeccable.
So comforting to be able to practice medicine and know that you have reliable, bright staff that can think on their feet and do such a great job.
God was all over this. Everything happened for a reason, and I'm just glad to have been part of that. And I'm glad that he used everyone that he did to be part of that to get Samuel here safely.